Well, they're going to get a fresh set of downs. Let's see what they do with them now. At about the 40-yard line.
Let's see if they can go 3 for 3 with successful runs.
Big pitch to the outside. He's cutting across the field. He's got one guy to beat. Brought down.
Woo!
Tone Hill on the carry.
He was dancing like James Brown at a live concert because he got through the traffic there.
Well, one of the things Tone Hill was able to do there was exploit the mismatch. He was able to come up with a burst of speed right through the line. And it looks like...
First down, Crusaders.
Hey, it looks like
a 10-yard run.
Looks like they did go 3 for 3.
Well, they're in striking distance now, Max, so it'll be interesting to see now. Do they continue to pound the ball? Or do they look for an opportunity to put it in the air?
If I were them, Felix, if they did pass the ball, they should go with a short game. But
there's a pitch now. Again, running, just still alive. And finally brought down within the 15-yard line.
Tone Hill on the carry. Another Crusader. First down.
Now, as you may hear from our stadium announcer, David Betancourt, that is Tone Hill, another one of our young horses in the stable. He is the complete back. He can run, and he could just bowl through the pile as he just did there.
Well, I think it's the guy that they can rely on here. He's consistently able to move the ball. As the Crusaders now. There's the pitch to the outside again. One defender gets wrapped up, and that'll stop the play.
Looks like he kicked up a little dirt on that juke, but you know what? He did pick up the yards.
Well, they seem to be having no trouble moving the ball on the ground. Wouldn't you agree, Max?
I certainly do agree, Felix. They look like they're showing no fatigue from the 4-hour game last week.
What a war it was now. Washington back now, hands it off. Fighting his way in.
Keach on the carry. Flag on the play.
Even though there's a flag on the play, Felix, the combination of Rafa-Kichi and Tone Hill look to be setting the standard for this game.
Well, it's a potent 1-2 punch. And it's pretty impressive the way that they seem to be kind of operating at will out there. And that's got to be frustrating to the Marauders early in the game.
And it looks like they're going to be going with a different package as Rafa-Kichi is going to be coming out of the game.
Well, they're going to want to talk it over now. And the penalty appears to be a...
And it looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Clearwater Catholic.
Well, it's not all football here at Tampa Catholic. We want to acknowledge the Tampa Catholic girls volleyball team. They're going to be playing a 2-day tournament today and tomorrow at Bishop McLaughlin. Best of luck to our girls as they compete. Well, the Crusaders have an opportunity to score early here in this game.
I can't tell, but it looks like one of the coaches is putting on a little bit of a show there in the huddle.
Looks like they want to maybe get some information out to them personally.
But it looks like it's in a good way as he's patting them on the helmet and telling them to go get it.
Gotta love the sportsmanship.
Yes, sir, Felix.
What down is it?
Second. See the down.
Second down now. There's another pitch, this time to the weak side. Short and sweet, but continuing to move the ball.
Like they've been doing so far, Felix, they've just been moving and juking and getting through.
Now, this is interesting. If I'm reading this right, that
Tone Hill on the carry.
the Crusaders have not thrown a pass yet in this quarter.
You know what, Felix? Just like last week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, there's something to be said for that. You also want to make sure you don't become too predictable. Deep now, in the shotgun. Scrambles off to his left, looking for an opening. There's a flag down. And finally brought down.
You know what? Even though there was a flag on that play, that was similar to what we saw last week from Xavier Washington. He is a complete quarterback, and as we saw, he dropped back to try and throw the first pass of the game, but he just ran.
Well, I like the way he improvised there. Washington's one of those guys that will just light up a crowd with his combination of athleticism and charisma. Really looking for an opportunity there. Didn't quite get what they want, but I do like the idea of making egg salad out of broken eggs. Thinking on his feet and moving the ball forward. Third down now.
And it looks like they're going to be running something a little different as I see one of our defenders, number 44, Eddie Zanato, going into the game. So let's see if they got something up their sleeve to pull on this play.
Penalty was declined, correct? Timeout, Crusaders.
Now it'll be Tampa Catholic's chance to call a timeout. Well, I feel like the Marauders are trying to slow this thing down, and I think that they don't want to let this get into a situation where they're just getting pummeled. Might be an opportunity here to kind of rethink the strategy. Road games are tough.
Ben, was that your penalty? Your flag?
And from what we can see up here from the down on the field, it is fourth down.
Well, now you got a tough decision to make now. Do you bring out the kicking team and take the three, or do you go for it? Be a shame to come away with nothing.
Well, let's see, Felix, because last game they did, as far as the kicking team goes, as far as blocking, they did have a little trouble in the beginning of the game, but they seemed to straighten it out towards the end. Let's see if they're going to have a repeat or if they're going to get it right the first time.
Well, one of the things I liked in the first game was that they maybe did come out a little rusty from the game time off, but they quickly adapted, and by the second quarter, they were running, and there it is. He's going to go for it on fourth, fires it across. Will it be enough?
Well, let's see, Felix, because as the ball was being caught, one of the Marauder defenders went for the legs and went tumbling to the ground. Let's hope he's all right. And even though it was a successful completed pass, the Marauders are going to get the ball on downs.
Marauders take over on downs, 1st and 10. Let's have a round of applause for number 2, Jarquez Green.
Well, it looks like that young man's going to be all right, so that's certainly good to hear. Well, the Marauders will take over on offense. And what do you think, Max Cavedo? Right call? Opportunity to score early there, and
I don't know, Felix. Coach McIntyre has been one of the past that if he has the chance to go for it, especially on fourth down, he'll take the chance. Certainly that some of those decisions have been criticized in the past because some people see it as just take the easy points. So hopefully it looks like the way they're playing that may not come back to bite them later in the game. But, of course, these are the Marauders. And they, as seen in the past, they can strike at any moment.
And now they're in their second set of possessions. Play fake. It's a run. Scoops up a couple.
Direct snap to Nate Johnson.
He tried to pull a trick out of his old bag, but he was immediately brought down by a pile of Crusaders.
Yeah, it looks to me like maybe they didn't go for it because they seem to react really quick. Now, either they read through the play or they just were able to anticipate and adapt.
Now, I don't know about them, Felix, but the way that they've been running the ball, I would try, if I were them, I'd try to pass it because right now they're getting closer and closer to the Crusader end zone.
Going the wrong way there. There's a run now as he cuts out to the outside near the sideline, runs over a Crusader, and brought down. That'll be a first down.
Now, that was a good play, Felix. Looks like they proved me wrong on that one. They were able to pick up the first down, but let's see if they'll do it again.
On the run for the Marauders, number 7 picks up a first down. Water break.
And now the officials are going to call a water break.
And that sound you hear is the award-winning drumline of the Tampa Catholic Crusaders as they entertain these fans tonight.
Yes, sir, Felix. Tonight will be the debut for both the Crusader cheerleaders and the drumline, as they were not able to do anything last week because of the weather.
Well, you know, little by little, it's just starting to feel more and more like a normal day, and it's great to see these hallmarks of football, the cheer squad, as well as our bandmates, out in force tonight.
Yes, sir, Felix. And as for me, besides spilling a cup of coffee on a clean pair of jeans just out of the wash, so far it's a great day for football.
Well, there's that. All right, let's see what the Marauders do now. First down, deep in the shotgun. There's a snap, looking downfield, fires across the field, a little deflected there, into his hands. Heads up football, finally brought down, and that's going to be another first down.
That could have been a dangerous play for the Marauders, Felix. That there were 2 Tampa Catholic defenders near the ball, but fortunately, like you said, heads up play by the Marauders as they were able to get the ball for a completed pass.
You know, so many times the teams that walk away with a victory is the team that maintains their concentration, follows up on the play, and is able to react when things don't go exactly the way they want. Well done. Once again now in the shot. Well, might be making some changes there. A whole lot of effort, not a whole lot of movement there.
And even in all that, all those black and white shirts, it looks like a flag was thrown out on the field. Let's see what it's going to be. And it looks like it's going to be holding of the face mask on the Tampa Catholic defense.
Yeah, you got to be careful sometimes. You come out of the tunnel and you're just so excited, and you want to make that big play, and you want to delight this crowd, and you got to have the discipline. And that may have got away from him.
Let's see if this will be a continuing theme for the Crusaders, Felix, because in the teams of the recent past, the penalties have been a problem for them. It looks like, from what we saw last week, it looks like they fixed it, but that's the first one of the night.
And here we go now. First down at about the 47-yard line. It's a handoff. Going the wrong way.
Woo-wee, Felix. What a play for the Crusaders.
Well, what a play, and they were on him so fast. It was almost like they were reading their opponent's playbook. Big stop.
And now,
well, we're going to be mentioning it throughout the night, but don't forget, October 23rd, it's a Friday, and it's a beautiful day to be on the course at the TPC. All proceeds go to the Crusader Athletic Department. Save the date. It's our annual golf tournament.
Number 7, there's 2 number 7s. We don't have a number 7 on there.
Now the shotgun, looking downfield, trying to make something happen. He's going for it.
holy Toledo, Felix. What a play.
Go ahead.
He tried to find a target, but he was brought down immediately.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, I like the composure of looking downfield. He was trying to find something, but nobody was open.
And it looks like, with some information that was just handed to me, it looks like the quarterback who just got tackled for the Marauders is number 15, Bryson Martin.
Well, Martin doing a good job trying to keep his guys focused now. But he will need, this is a very critical 3rd and long. He's got 12 yards and a set of fresh downs waiting for him. Rolling out now, trying to find something. Fires it over.
Did he catch it?
No.
Nope.
Incomplete pass.
Ball's incomplete.
Big stop by Tampa Catholic.
Number 9.
It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Marauders, and it looks like the punt team is heading out on the field.
So as I mentioned, Max, the DiMaggio Memorial Tournament's coming up. It's a scramble type event.
Yes, sir, Felix. It will be held on Friday, October 3rd, 2020. It's supposed to be a beautiful day on the course at TPC Tampa Bay. And, of course, all proceeds benefit Crusader athletic programs. That's just one of the many ways to support the legacy of our much-remembered athletic director, Nick DiMaggio.
A legend, to be sure. Beautiful hang time on that punt. And the Crusaders will take over.
You know, Felix, as they take the field, I know they're anticipating on trying to get something going this drive. They were charging down the field the first time, but they tried and failed to get the first down.
They did. They went for it on 4th down, came away with nothing deep in their opponent's red zone, and now they're going to start their new set of drives well deep within their own.
And as we look at the clock on the for the Crusaders' second drive, there's going to be 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, I know the Crusaders are going to want to set something up early here. They really want to establish dominance early in this game.
Williams hands the ball off again.
I mean, there's just no stopping this kid as he moves 2 or 3 defenders fighting for those extra yards. And that's really what you look for in a top-flight running back.
Yes, sir, Felix, especially for number 3, Rafakici. He's just one of those runners that he can run and he can just bulldoze the defense. Especially for him, when he gets mad, he gets hot. So it looks like that's exactly what's happening so far in the game.
Indeed it is, and wow, we'll see if they continue to rely on his legs. There's the pitch. And another flag down.
And it looks like there was a little bit of scuffling in the pile as it was going down on the field. Senior, I think. Let me double check.
If it would be helpful to you guys, I could put the stream over there instead, and in that way, this way you can see what's happening live. But if I put a stream, you get like a 7-second delay, so you could actually describe like a replay what happened. You
Oh,
probably do both.
let's look at that.
We'll do it in the second half.
There's the flag.
And that's number 6-3, not 5-3, right? 6-3.
And it looks like the Crusaders are going to be taking that long walk back.
That's Dave's penalty.
So with the penalty pushing them back, let's see how they respond now. Oh, nowhere to go now, and just swarmed by a group of defenders.
Definitely the play didn't go his way for Williams. He tried to roll out the pass, but he was brought down by a group of white shirts.
Yeah, they were on him so fast.
Penalty was holding on number 63. Offense.
And the holding penalty didn't help, as they now are looking down a long 2nd down.
Washington going for a loss. Brings up 2nd and very long.
And as I was looking at our sheet, it looks like that penalty was on number 63, sophomore guard Mike Brown.
Big deep pass, almost to midfield, batted down, no catch.
Washington's pass intended for Jacorius Depps.
Jacorius Depps, he was there, but there was a whole lot of coverage on him.
Ooh, Felix Williams was definitely going for the whole enchilada with that pass, but unfortunately it did not go his way.
Well, we'll see now how they respond here. 3rd and 24 now. Almost certainly they're going to have to throw here. And you got to think the Marauder defense will be looking for it.
Let's see, Felix. Last week when they were in these types of situations, they were able to make the best of it. Let's just see if they can do it again.
Well, it seemed like everything broke their way last week. No score if you're just joining us. Clearwater Central Catholic now visiting the Tampa Catholic Crusaders, who are home tonight. Man in motion. There's a snap looking downfield. Washington wrapped up. And that is going to end this series as they are forced to bring out the punt team.
This definitely wasn't a good series for the Crusaders, Felix. Williams was wrapped up a couple times. They definitely got to change something because right now they came out firing, but right now nothing is working.
Into punt number 39.
And it looks like the Crusaders are going to have to punt it away all the way from the back of the end zone.
Well, if he was any further back, he'd be somewhere out in Wellswood. There's the punt.
Definitely was a good punt.
Good bounce on that.
Oh,
And with
holy Toledo. The Crusaders recover the ball.
well, Virginia, do you believe in Santa Claus? Because that right there was a change of fate, and that may be what sparks this Crusader offense as they get,
1st and 10.
as they're going to get another shot at this after the lucky bounce there with the punt and the fumble.
Definitely, Felix. After that fumble recovery, the TC sideline was definitely fired up. Let's see if that'll translate to the offensive unit.
Well, indeed we will. Well, if you like what you're seeing tonight, don't be shy about checking out TampaCatholicHighSchool.com, where you can find out more about applying, schedule a virtual visit, and find out all kinds of things about the great new additions that are coming to our campus.
And it looks like they were going to pitch the ball again. He was able to maneuver through traffic somewhat, but he was immediately brought down.
Well, it looks like Coach McIntyre is going to rely on his tried and true running game to move the ball.
Teaching picks up a yard.
But if he's only going to get a yard at a time, it could be a long night for the Crusaders.
If you need the replay, it's right here. You can just look over. 'Cause it's always like 7 seconds behind.
And as the scoreboard's winding down, it's going to be the end of the quarter, but they are able to get the playoff.
And there's a pitch. Lands hard, picks up what, 2-3 yards on that one.
And like I said before,
Carry into the first quarter.
with the end of the first quarter, the score is 0-0.
There's the one word.
Well, definitely, Felix. They look like there are several coaches in the huddle down there looking to see what they can do on this next series.
Let's hear it for the cheerleaders. Let's hear it for the drumline and the Crusaderettes.
And a heartfelt appreciation for our Crusaderettes and for the drumline as we get ready to start the second quarter. Yes, Max, I do notice a lot of the coaches down there in the huddle giving some personal instruction. I'm not sure if it's reinforcement or some caution, but they definitely are taking a very hands-on approach here and trying to give these young men some advice as they get ready to start the second quarter.
Luckily, Felix, it looks like at this point they are still very calm, cool, collected, as it hasn't gotten to the point where they're yelling at everybody in the huddle.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any frustration out there. I'm just seeing a level of competitiveness. I believe the Crusaders would like to get ahead early and really set the tone for this game. I don't think, based on prior meetings, they want to keep this game close.
Absolutely not, Felix, especially in a game like this where so far it's been a very good game, as in years past the Marauders have been able to get out early and then the Crusaders try and fight their way back, but as the game goes on, the Marauders were able to open it up. So right now, even though the score is 0-0, there are very good signs from both sides.
Washington now back to pass on the shotgun, looking downfield for an open man, fires across the incomplete pass.
He couldn't keep his toes in. It looks like it's going to be another 4th down for the Crusaders. And with that, the punt team is out again.
You know, in that last play, you got to be aware of where the first down marker is, and you got to be aware of the sideline. I just don't think he was able to haul that down, keeping his feet in bounds. And because of that, here comes our punter.
Great
Nice.
snap by number 88, Cole Essick. And it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a sky kick. Woo!
Immediately tackled by 3 Crusader players. They're going to start off their next drive at about the 38, 39-yard line.
Definitely, these Crusader defenders are not playing around tonight.
So let's take another look at the Marauders now. Pitch to the running back now, moving up the field, but really only picks up a couple.
Looks like they were able to bring him down by his legs as he he fell face first on the dirt.
Back to pass now. Short little pass. Immediately tackled. He'll pick up a couple.
And it looks like it's going to be 3rd down for the Marauders.
3rd down and about 9.5 for the Marauders.
Neither team really being able to get anything going tonight. You've seen bursts of scattered offense, but so far this game can go either way, Max.
Yes, sir, Felix. So far, they haven't been able to put any successful plays back to back to back to get anything going. They have come close, especially for the Crusaders, but so far, it's been a defensive matchup.
Back to pass now, under heavy pressure, scrambling, looking for something. It'll be a catch, but it'll be short of a 1st down.
Pass complete and immediately stopped by number 4, Lewis Carter.
Definitely, that looked to be the Marauder tight end. He had to go up to get that pass.
Nice tackle by Lewis Carter. And that'll bring up 4th down.
And it looks like the Marauders are going to go for it.
Well,
And 3.
Let's see. When the Crusaders tried it, it didn't work for them. Let's see if the Marauders can get it in their favor.
looking to pick up 3 yards now. Oh,
And it looks like it's going to be a timeout.
Timeout, Tampa Catholic.
So the Crusaders are going to burn another one of their timeouts. From what we can see, they've got 1 left, whereas CCC now has 2.
well, hopefully that won't come back to bite him in the closing minutes of the 2nd quarter. Sometimes in a situation like that, it's good to call a timeout to sort of freeze the opposing offense, give them something to think about.
Introducing the Crusader defense, number 44, Eddie Zanato. Number 88, Cole Essick. Number 0, Barack King Andrews.
So here we go now, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. And the Marauders looking to get themselves a first down, pushing through the pile, still moving.
Good day in the morning, Felix. It looks like they tried, but they failed as the Crusaders are going to get the ball on downs.
Well, and the Crusaders offense will pick up the game. Will pick up the ball now at about midfield. A lot of options on what to do.
Crusaders take over on down.
And so far, Felix, it's been the same old story, just a stout Crusader defense.
Well, give credit where credit's due, and both defenses have been playing well tonight. It'll be interesting to see if Coach McIntyre's Crusaders come out firing downfield, or if they continue to rely on their impressive running game. And here we go. First down now. It's a handoff.
Woo, he's off to the races, Felix. Holy Toledo.
Another impressive run by number 3, Rafael Akichi.
On that play, it looked like one of the Marauder defenders was able to immediately get through the line and get his hands on Akichi, but, I mean, Felix, he just dragged him along. He took him along for a ride, and with that, they're going to pick up a first down.
Akichi, 5'10", 150 pounds, but just an incredibly strong set of legs on this young man, as he was able to fight for additional yardage after his first contact.
And like I said earlier, Felix, he's just one of those people, when he gets mad, he'll start to go.
Washington hands off again.
Introducing the Crusader offensive line, number 74, Jaden Sandman. Number 63, Mike Brown. Number 71, Chris Williams. Number 75, Jordan Sandlin. And number 78, Jaden Giovinco.
And with that, we're going to look at 2nd and 8 now, and they are within striking distance. Certainly, we've seen that this team is able to score quickly and take advantage of mismatches on offense. Under fire now, scrambling,
Ooh.
trying to make something happening. I like that. I like the way you continue to try to move forward. Fighting for every yard, Max.
Definitely Felix Williams was sticking and jiving on that play.
He certainly was. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5. The sun is set, and we are now well underway.
It's definitely a perfect night for a high school football game. It's just Friday Night Lights.
A high pitch to Washington. Looking to see now, they're going to call an interference call there.
Definitely, he got his hands on the ball, but he was immediately tackled in the midsection, and now he's laid out. Both players
down now.
They're laid out there, and it looks like the Marauder defender is in pain somewhat, as he looks like he's clenching his helmet.
The injured player for the Crusaders, Derek Mitchell, number 12.
Number 2, Jarquez Green for the Marauders, and number 12, Derek Mitchell for the Crusaders.
Well, we're going to pause briefly to give the trainers and medical staff a chance to take a look and see how things are going.
And it looks like our man is all right.
Well, we certainly wish the best for both players.
Derek Mitchell.
Definitely, Felix, it does not look good for that Marauder player right there, as he has not moved 1 inch ever since he hit the dirt.
He's moving now, but it ain't good.
I didn't see. I know he hit him in the midsection, but did he go head first?
You know, I honestly, I couldn't really see it that well.
Whatever. Well, good, very good. It looks like he's able to walk off the field under his own power, which is always a good sign.
And after that somewhat scary play, it's going to be a 4th down for the Crusaders. And Felix, it appears that they are going to try again to go for it on 4th down. How do you think it'll go?
Fourth and about 6.
Well, you got to admire the confidence of the Crusaders coach to continue to go for it. He's got 5 yards to go. There's the handle. No, it's a pass into the pocket. He's grabbed it, and first down, Tampa Catholic.
Holy Toledo, Felix, what a play.
Well, you got to like the way that he hung in there, looking to make something happen. And there's the run. He hits the first defender, goes down hard, but wow, struggling to go for that extra yardage, and that's exactly the kind of stuff that we want to see out of our Crusader team.
And just like his fellow teammates this entire game, he had to fight through traffic to get that one.
He sure did, and fight for it he did, like the Crusaders of yore. And with the fresh set of downs, Washington back to, oh, it's a handoff up the middle.
And look,
With the carry.
it looks like it was Tone Hill with that run. It looks like he was able to pick up a couple yards, but I really couldn't see him because he was covered by the Marauder defense.
Well, the sophomore running back saw an opportunity there, tried to burst through the line. Picks up a couple. 2nd and 7 now.
Now, as they line up for this play, let's see if they'll go with Hill again.
Well, they're going to stop the play.
Crusaders called timeout on 2nd and about 7.
And that's going to be their final timeout, Max Cavedo.
Let's just hope, Felix, that doesn't come back to haunt them, as there is still 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the quarter. But right now, they are not taking any chances. They want to score on this drive.
I think in a situation like this where you're deep in your opponent's red zone, you want to score here, and you don't want to walk into halftime with nothing. I mean, this is definitely, you want to get those points up. And having a couple of near misses so far this game, I think they're taking no chances. They're going to do everything they can to punch this ball in.
Absolutely, Felix, because right now, unlike the past, these teams are going toe-to-toe.
Well, we knew it was a new look for Tampa Catholic, and we knew that they've come into this game, that the infectious enthusiasm had spread throughout the locker room. These guys were ready for this game, and they were looking to make a statement here tonight. There's the run up the slide. He's sliding, continuing to move. Beautiful slashing run across the field.
Washington follows KJ Covington up the middle for a Crusader first down.
Well, definitely Washington, the quarterback, was hauling the mail on that play as he was able to pick up a good amount of yards.
I like what I'm seeing tonight. These guys are playing a very efficient, compact style of football. They're thinking one set of downs at a time. They're thinking one play at a time, but they are building a house, and that house may be the home of victory.
And it looks like the Crusaders are talking it over again in the huddle. Right now, they've been playing good ball, just sticking to the basics. Stout defense, running the ball, getting a yard at a time. And although it's worked somewhat, but this time they're trying to go for it all with a touchdown.
Well, it seems to be a very conservative type of offense. They're really relying on their young running backs to carry the load. And
Looks like a player, maybe he's hurt.
Definitely this year's team for the Crusaders are built on young bucks, and they are here to play and they are here to win, as this is the first meeting for the Crusaders of their big three rivals, tonight being CCC, and then eventually here at home it will be Berkeley, and then on the last game of the season it will be the arch rival Jesuit Tigers.
oh, not exactly the best snap there, but he turns it into something, continuing to move forward.
Washington on 1st and goal.
Well, they had a plan, and it seems to be working for them. They are a stone's throw away from their first score of the night.
Definitely Felix Williams is doing all he can on this drive to get him that touchdown.
Well, they're certainly working together well out there. They're anticipating each other's moves, and they're working together as a unit, and that seems to be the key to their success.
And it looks like we're down under the 5-minute mark in the quarter.
And there is a run, short and sweet and good for a touchdown, but there is a flag down.
Language problem.
Let's see about this one, Felix, because that would be unfortunate.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. It's still going to be good.
Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
They're picking up the flag.
The touchdown is good.
Holy Toledo, Felix.
Well, the score is going to stand, and your Crusaders are up by 6.
You know what, Felix? Like a good mailman, he delivered that package all the way home for a touchdown.
He sure did, and they stuck with it, and they were able to punch the ball through.
No flag?
Still not clear, though. They're telling us the touchdown's going to stand.
Right now, the officials are in their huddle discussing what to do.
Hopefully they'll tell me. No. When he waves the flag, that means it's no penalty.
Flag's been waved off. In for the extra point, snapper number 88, Cole Essex. The holder number 11, Jacob Chul. And the kicker number 35, Nick Navarro.
Now, let's see, Felix. This is going to be the first extra point of the night for the Crusaders. Last week on their first one, they were not able to get it. Let's see if it'll go this way, if it'll go their way this week.
Navarro seems to be pretty good on these like short and mid-range kicks and very highly accurate. Let's see here if he can knock the chip shot in to pick up the extra point. And it's good.
And even though it looked like the Marauder defenders were rushing the ball pretty quickly, but Navarro was able to get the kick off in time for the extra point.
Well, it looks like the Crusaders are coming into this thing. They got a plan, and they're sticking with it, and it seems to be working. And it'll be up to the Marauders to find a way to get back in this thing. I'm sure they'd like to answer that scoring drive prior to the end of this half. Well, time is running out if you want to participate in the DiMaggio Memorial Classic. That's October 23rd at the TPC Tampa Bay. All proceeds directly benefit Crusader Athletics. We're honored this year to host the tournament in memory of our longtime coach and athletic director, Nick DiMaggio, who passed away in 2018. And that'll be the Marauders' chance to return the favor as they are set to receive the kick. For more information about the DiMaggio Classic, check out TampaCatholicHighSchool.com.
Kicking for the Crusaders, number 35, Nick Navarro.
And with this kick, number 35, Nick Navarro is looking to boot it.
Navarro with kind of a line drive kick there, bouncing a couple of times out of bounds. And the flag is called.
Setting up the Crusader defense. Continuing with number 34, Kentrell Covington. Number 20, Adrian Ramsey. Number 6, Dee Snyder. Number 17, Jaquise Alexander. Number 11, Jacob Chol. Number 9, Antonio Camon. Number 4, Lewis Carter. And number 8, L.T. Hicks.
Well, and with the illegal procedure there on the out-of-bounds kick, that's going to set him up a little further back.
Now let's see, Felix, as the Marauder offensive unit gets set to go, the Crusaders, with their persistence, it was able to pay off with a touchdown for them during their last series. Holy Toledo! And immediately on the first play, the Marauders get pushed back a long ways. It's going to be second and long for them.
Well, they came out of the shotgun, but 3 or 4 guys were just coming right at him. The quarterback had no place to go.
35.
And that's going to knock him back to a 2nd and 18.
No question, Felix. On that play, the Marauder offensive player, he saw nothing but sky.
Is that who's quarterback now for the 10? I don't got him on the list.
Well, it's a little pitch there. He's quarterback running across the trying to cut the corner and hits the sideline. Flushed out and nowhere to go.
It's 10. It's Anthony Colandrea.
2nd and 18 now.
Sorry, my bad.
Correct that. 3rd and 18.
Third down for the defense. Let's hear it for the defense.
The Crusader defense has been playing well all night long, and it's all coming together now, Max Cavedo.
Yes, sir, Felix. And as we can hear, the crowd is definitely backing them up.
Back to pass now, out of the shotgun, looking downfield, fires across the middle of the field. Throws that one out of bounds.
Anthony Colandrea's pass goes incomplete.
And as just as Bob Euchre said in the film Major League, just a bit outside as that one flew out of bounds.
May not have been what he wanted there. And I don't know that he had a lot of options there. It seemed like his receivers were under heavy coverage. And 4th and a long way to go. That's going to bring out the punting team, and TC's going to get another crack at it with plenty of time on the scoreboard.
Back deep for the Crusaders, number 2, A.J. Williams.
They're coming fast. Beautiful punt. Oh, he's wide open. He is going. He's got one guy to beat. And that is going to be a touchdown, Tampa Catholic.
Holy Toledo, Felix. As soon as he caught the ball, he was off to the races.
Williams so fast, and he really turned it in a 2nd, 3rd, 4th gear as he pumped out an incredible return. And that's going to put 6 more on the scoreboard for the Crusaders.
Absolutely no question, Felix. They did not hesitate as they went for it right out of the gate. Uh-oh. But it looks like there's going to be a flag on the field.
Very late flag.
Let's see what it's going to be.
And now for the extra point. Splits the uprights, and it's good.
Tomorrow's kick is good. Crusaders 14, Marauders nothing.
And
Is that a double unsportsmanlike conduct?
CCC down now by 2 touchdowns, Max. I mean, you got to start to think this Crusader team is for real.
definitely, Felix, they are warming up. And right now, if it's any indication, they'll be like last game. They're going to be sharks, and right now they're smelling blood in the water.
Well, to quote Frank Sinatra, the best is yet to come, as we still have another half coming up of Friday Night Football, brought to you tonight by Tampa Catholic High School. And just about 3 minutes and change left on the game clock.
I would like to announce the Cheerleader of the Week. Cheerleaders of the Week are chosen based on their commitment at games, work effort in school, their extracurricular activities, and we would like to recognize them tonight. This week is Sheridan Figa.
Sheridan Figa recognized as the Cheerleader of the Week,
Chambers.
alongside Natalie Chambers. Congratulations, ladies. You're representing us well.
And Navarro's going to be back to boot it away again. Let's see if he'll go with the same approach as he did last time. Will he kick a line drive, or is he going to kick it a long way? Woo-wee. By the time that ball lands, it's going to be in the next county.
Navarro booms it out of the end zone. Marauders take over first and 20. First and 10 at the 20.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Clearwater. The 15-yard penalty.
So the penalties applied for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, giving the TC kicking team some great position and pinning the Marauders.
That's what he did when he went like that. He was pointing it to the kickoff. When he did unsportsmanlike conduct there,
He did double and waved it off.
From the shotgun now, first down. 2-score game. Oh, it's a pitch to the running back. He's cutting upfield.
direct snap to the half.
But there is no place to go. There's nothing but a pile of black Crusader shirts.
Well, I got to think that the idea there was to freeze the defense, but they weren't having any of it. They followed right. They zeroed in on the ball like a laser beam and broke that thing up quick.
And with under 3 minutes to go left in the half, at this point, the Marauders are just trying anything, but so far the Crusaders have been able to match it.
2nd and 10 now, looking to really try to make something happen here late in the second quarter. From the shotgun, the quarterback with the ball, fires across the field. No catch.
Definitely the pass was low. It looked like he was able to pick the ball just up off the ground, but it looks like he wasn't able to.
No, and they are really trying to make something happen here. I know that they're definitely looking to try to get something on the scoreboard before they walk into the locker room at halftime. 3rd now, 10 yards to go.
Let's see what they do here, Felix, because right now this is a very critical play for the Marauders.
3rd down now, looking to pass downfield. Connects with his receiver. Fighting for every inch. But it's all for naught.
Martin's pass complete for a short gain, bringing up 4th and about 12.
That was definitely one of the better plays for the Marauders so far tonight, but as usual, it has really not been able to do much as it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think the defense at this point is just trying to contain them. They don't want to give up a big play. They're content to give away some of the smaller stuff that down in the flat, but they do not want to allow a big play and allow the Marauders to get back in this ball game.
And it looks like the Marauders are going to punt it from 4th and 12. And it looks like there was some sort of penalty as the Marauders are going to get the ball moved up.
Legal substitution. Legal substitution on the Crusaders.
Looks like it was an illegal substitution, Max.
Yes, sir, Felix. Even though they are ahead by 14 points, they were scrambling a little bit.
There's the punt. Big looping punt.
A little bit of a sky kick on that one. Uh-oh.
Oh, not good. And they're going to the Marauders are going to keep the ball.
That's the best way. That's our best offense.
And there's a flag.
Huh. Let's just hope for the Marauders' sake that flag wasn't on them, because right now they got buzzard's luck. They can't find anything living or dead.
The flag appeared to happen after the end of the play.
On the recovery.
Let's see, Felix, because either way how that flag goes, this may be the spark that the Marauders need. And right now they're going to have to make it quick, as there's 1:29 left in the half, but they do have 2 timeouts left.
May have been a bit too much celebration there after the recovery.
It looks like the Crusaders were trying to take it on a bounce. He went to go scoop it up, and it looked like it just slipped through his hands. And even though nothing has gone their way so far tonight for the Marauders, they were able to stay diligent, and they were able to get the ball back.
Well, it's good field position there, and they'll benefit. They're still talking it over, but it may be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty coming our way.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Marauders, moving them back 15 yards.
15-yard penalty is going to push them back further. You can't make those kinds of mistakes here, especially in a tight game like this. As the half is running out, they're going to regret not having those 15 yards.
They definitely are, Felix, because even though they were able to get the ball back, so far the Marauders have just not been able to do anything with it. And right now, it's first down and a long way to go.
Makes you wonder how the home field advantage is certainly helping our Crusaders. Tonight's game, just 25% capacity here at Crusader Field at Tampa Catholic High School. And yet the crowd that is here is loud, and they are making their emotions felt.
Yes, sir, Felix, and definitely for the visitors and the Marauders tonight, they definitely have a good supporting crowd here from Clearwater. Definitely an improvement from last week.
From the shotgun now, there's the Marauders looking to throw, fires across the field. He's got just a few guys to beat, will come up short of the first down. But he'll run out of bounds, will stop the clock, and I believe
Pass complete for about 9 yards.
penalty now. Looks like holding, Max.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, Felix. Let's just hope that for the Crusaders' sake that the penalties aren't. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. That flag was on the Marauders, and they're just going to be taking that long walk back. That was a great pass that set him up to try and get the first down, but with that holding penalty, they're right back where they started.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and 17 now. Correction, first down, but he's got nowhere to go. Scrambling and running away. Brought down the middle of the field.
Brought down by several Crusaders at the line of scrimmage.
Well, it was a whole lot of excitement to get right back where he started.
Definitely, the Marauder quarterback dropped back a long way. He was trying for a very long time to find an open receiver, and when he couldn't find anybody, he started fighting his way through traffic, and he slid into the field, and it's going to be second down and still a long way to go for the Marauders.
Second and about 16, and time is starting to wind down. There's just less than 30 seconds left in this.
Let's see how they play, because even though right now it's 23 seconds left on the clock, but the CCC does have 2 timeouts left.
Looks like he's going to go for one more play here. In the pocket now, scrambling, brought down.
Holy Toledo. That's a sack for the Crusaders. Number 9.
Sack for the Crusaders, and that's the end of the first half. Your Tampa Catholic Crusaders 14, Clearwater Catholic 0.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half, Max. It's in the books. Your Tampa Catholic Crusaders up 14. The Marauders 0.
Here at Tampa Catholic, we study hard.
Play hard.
Work hard for our school. Work hard for our community.
We challenge ourselves to learn more than we thought possible.
Joined by Ashley Heitler, Gianna Zota, Claudia De Armas, Sophia Del Rosso, Michaela Vareb, Jenelise Santana, Riley Brown, Allison De La Cruz,
Mike's off.
Bella Delgado, Mia
Here at Tampa Catholic, we study hard.
Play hard.
Work hard for our school. Work hard for our community.
We challenge ourselves to learn more than we thought possible.
We push our limits to be better.
We broaden our horizons and try new things.
We pray together and try to make the world a better place.
With AP and dual enrollment classes and tons of electives, we carve our own path.
There are 23 different sports to play.
28 clubs to lead. Countless ways to serve.
How will you challenge yourself?
How will you lead?
How will you play?
How will you serve?
Here, we help each other succeed.
We help each other win.
We're each other's cheerleaders.
Here, we're family.
Are you ready to be your best you?
Are you ready to be a Crusader?
Are you ready for TC?
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to TC.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to TC.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic. We're ready for you.
Yes, let me change it on my...
Well, it's halftime, and what a demonstration of tenacity we saw here in the first half. I got to say that the Crusader offense, while not running perfectly, has been pretty impressive. They've been able to move the ball almost at will on the strength of their twin running threats. Max, what do you think about the Crusaders tonight?
Well, Felix, like you did say, they weren't doing it perfect, but whenever they've run the ball, they've been able to get the job done. Between the 1-2 punch of Rafikici and Tone Hill, they have been able to pick up a lot of yards. And then as far as the quarterback, Xavier Williams, goes, he's been able to move the ball seemingly at will. He's been doing whatever he can to get them in a scoring position.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Clearwater, what the Marauders are going to do in the second half. Are they going to adjust to this? The Crusader offense has been a bit one-dimensional, relying on their stellar running game. Not a particularly impressive first half as far as the passing game goes. And we certainly know that Xavier Washington is the kind of quarterback that can make things happen and can make those adjustments. I'm interested to see if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or do you, and continue to stay the plan, or do you open it up a little bit now that you're sitting on a 14-point lead?
Well, certainly, Felix. Last week they stuck to the game plan even after that big scoring in the first half of last week's game. They did not lift their foot off the pedal as they just kept pounding the ball and then mixing some passing in there also.
The Crusader defense has been very stingy tonight, doing their best to contain the Marauder offense. The Crusaders have had a very impressive first half, and a lot of that has to be attributed to the stellar play of the defense.
Of course, Felix. And I mean, they've just done an absolutely tremendous job between this last week and this week. They're just playing their game, going out there, being stout, being tough, and then just being able to stop the ball. Now, as far as the Marauders go, they were able to show some flashes of brilliance in the first half, but in my opinion, it did look like they had a chance towards the end of the first half to get on the board, but it looked like they were just being a little bit too conservative. I know they're probably thinking we're trying to get it right, but they were not able to use those remaining 2 timeouts to their advantage.
No, and I'm not sure that the plan that this game has gone according to what they came in here expecting. Clearwater Central Catholic, certainly a crosstown rival, and we've enjoyed the activities so far here during rivalry week. And I got to think that for Jairus McIntyre and the Crusader team, they'd love to walk away victorious at home tonight and get their record set at 2-0.
This would be an absolutely amazing boost for the Crusaders. I mean, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is one of their big 3 rivals, and especially coming off of last week's game, it was a tremendous victory over what seems in the past the overpowering IMG Ascenders. And for this week, it's in the past they have not done good. From my experience in my sophomore year, we lost to them both in the regular season and the postseason. In the postseason, we lost them on the last play of the game.
Heartbreaker. That
they were able to score a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. And then same story senior year that we just got absolutely pummeled by them in both the regular season and the playoffs. So it looks like tonight so far they are absolutely determined to exorcise the demons of their past.
Well, give these young student athletes credit as well. Certainly the most unusual of school years. These young men have had to go to class all day today, wearing masks, experiencing social distancing. With all the anxiety in the world today, it's great to be out here on a Friday night, returning to some semblance of normalcy as we watch a pretty impressive football game. And thank you to everyone that's making this happen. And both squads now back on the field warming up as we get ready to start the second half. Your score, Tampa Catholic Crusaders, 14. Clearwater Central Catholic Marauders, 0.
Yeah, they always break on the
Just about a minute and 15 seconds before the start of the second half. Final thoughts, Max Cavedo, as we wrap up our halftime analysis.
Well, definitely from what we see from up here, the Crusaders are looking very casual. For them, it looks like it's just business as usual.
They sure look loose out there.
They certainly do. And from their opposition side for the Marauders, if I were them, they're just looking to come out and just make anything work during this half of the game. Because right now, with them having that goose egg on the board, they have to get something going, or else it will most probably be a Crusader victory.
Well, it's the start of the season for the Marauders. Game 2 for the Crusaders as they look to add a second win. Although a 14-point game does not mean that this game is over by any stretch. 2 quarters of football left to play, and the Marauders could score quickly here and get right back in this thing.
Now, this thing is it's dynamic as hell. It's
Sometimes the coaches there, they don't
there should be 2 people down here doing this, 2 people upstairs doing camera. Yeah. And no one's mixing audio, but it's pretty sad.
And as the clock winds down for halftime, we are getting set to go here in the second half of this game.
Very nice message at the start of the game here from Mrs. Edwards, our TC Vice Principal, very welcoming us to the game. And again, if you'd like to know more about Tampa Catholic High School, which is really a perfect blend of academics, athletics, faith, and more, check out TampaCatholicHighSchool.com.
The Crusaders are set to receive the second half kickoff. Back deep for the Crusaders, number 4, Lewis Carter.
So ready to start the half now. Lewis Carter deep in the backfield, set to receive.
And let's see, Felix. Since they're getting the ball to begin the second half, the Crusaders are looking to come out firing, especially with the man they have back there to receive the ball, Sweet Lou Carter. He's pretty much lightning in a bottle. If he can break loose, there's definitely no chance of stopping him.
Well, I'm sure they'd love to score right here at the top of the half. We'll have to see how this plays out. Marauders set back to kick now.
Claudio Cosenza kicking for the Marauders, number 33.
Cosenza now set to kick. And there it goes, and we are underway here to second half action. Looking to find some daylight. Cuts around the corner now.
Oh, there he goes. Oh.
Max, what a way to start things off.
Return to start the second half.
55-yard kick return. Nice job.
Woo. Good day in the morning. What a play, Felix. Like we were talking about, if they come out firing, they got a good chance of scoring. And just like we were just discussing a few seconds ago, Lou Carter, if he hadn't run out of real estate, he could have taken that all the way to the house.
Well, he broke free with authority and was able to cut the mustard and get upfield. Really impressive run by this young man, and setting the tone early here in the top of the third quarter. Washington now back to 13. Nope, decides to run. Cuts upfield.
Washington with a keeper.
And it looks like they're going to stick to the tried and true formula of running the ball.
It's kind of a high snap there as Washington's able to stutter step his way to pick up a few yards.
Second and about 5.
And that's going to set up the 2nd and 5 now.
Definitely, though, even though they were able to pick up a few yards, I did see head coach Jairus McIntyre throw his hands up in the air. He was not happy about something.
That worked pretty well.
2nd and 5 now. Washington pitches it over, but he stumbles forward. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage there.
Definitely the pitch man slid headfirst in the dirt as soon as he caught the ball. And now there's 2 flags out on the field. Let's see what the refs are going to rule it. And it looks like it's going to be a holding penalty on number 21, KJ Covington for the Crusaders. And it looks like they're going to be taking that long walk back.
Well, I saw 2 flags out there. Are there 2 penalties offsetting?
I have no idea, Felix. I know definitely one was on the Crusaders. I was not able to see how the other one went. Either way, it's not good.
Looks like a long walk back.
And it looked like something similar to what Johnny Cash once said. It looks like the ref was going to be walking the line, as now it is second and a long, long way to go for the Crusaders.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he tries to cut the distance by relying on his running game here to set up a 3rd and long, or if he decides to try to air it out here. 35 yards is a long way to go.
Definitely, Felix. I know they haven't done much of it this game, but the quarterback, Xavion Williams, is more than capable to connect with the deep ball. Obviously, I would assume that they're going to be trying something like that on this play. And let's see.
Washington now back to throw under some pressure. Fires across the middle of the field. Hits his man right in the pocket.
Oh, holy Toledo. It's bombs away for the Crusaders.
Well, the way that this play worked out is he fired hard across the middle of the field and hit his man wide open. 5 yards away from any defender. He's able to stroll into the end zone, and that's a touchdown anywhere. Well done, Tampa Catholic. 6 more on the board.
Felix, he was just wide open in the middle of the field, and as soon as he caught that ball, he was able to run. He was off to the races. And with that touchdown, I'll put in the words as Ken the Hawk Harrelson, you can put it on the board, yes.
Gotta love that enthusiasm.
Thank you, Felix.
And now for the extra point try. And it's up and good, and Tampa Catholic up by 3 touchdowns.
Washington's pass goes for 75 yards.
Impressive 75-yard throw there by Washington. This is a team that can seemingly do it all.
Hey, who's that to score? Who was that to score? I couldn't see the number.
And again, it's going to be the man with the golden leg, senior Nick Navarro, who's out to kick again. So far, his kicking game tonight has been pretty much on point, and he's looking to do it again.
Well, can't ask for much more than that. He's put the ball exactly where he wanted it. And now the...
Uh-oh, and it looks like
Marauder player down.
there's a...
Touchdown went to number 5. Jamie Smiley.
Well, let's give credit where credit's due there. Beautiful pitch and catch by the quarterback and his wide receiver, Jamie Smiley. We've got a Marauder player down now, so it looks like they're going to talk. They're going to come over there and check him out.
I don't exactly know what happened right here, Felix. They were looking set to start the play, and then all of a sudden we just looked out on the field and he was down.
Correction. The pass was complete to number 2, A.J. Williams.
Well, they're giving us a correction here. It looks like the receiver was A.J. Williams, number 2, that scored that touchdown.
You see how bad those numbers are? Yes, 3 people.
That's number 5 over there.
And they are still tending to the injured player. Just a reminder that next week's game was supposed to be a home game. That it's been turned into a bye week. We will see you again 2 weeks from tonight. as your Crusaders take on Zephyr Hills on their first road trip at Zephyr Hills High School.
Now, I would like to add, Felix, that even though the football administration, they are trying their best to try and get a game in next week, as next week would have, against Land O'Lakes, it would have been their senior night. Now, for you sports fans out there, be it family or friends, if they do not have a game next week, there will be a possibility of them still having the senior night ceremonies as talks. They will not be able to fit it in for the remaining home games versus Berkeley and Jesuit. Although I do not know if that will be broadcast for you people out there, just to let you know that they are trying the best they can.
Good effort, and I'm sure they'll do their best to make that event a success. Back to kick now. Fires a shot into the end. Oh, no, that's going to be returnable. He picks it up and is heading towards the middle of the field. Tries to cut outside, nowhere to go, and is finally brought down.
Now, it looks like he was trying to use one of his teammates as a shield to try and get through traffic, but then he just went a little bit outside, and he was immediately brought down.
And out come the flags again.
Marauders were going to take over around the 28-yard line, but there's a penalty for holding.
And it looks like that penalty will be on the Marauders, so it looks like they will not have very good field position to start again.
CCC is inflicting a ton of self-inflicted damage to themselves, and it feels like there's been almost a penalty on every play.
It certainly does, Felix, and even though the Crusaders have had their share of penalties tonight, at least they've been able to get something out of it. I mean, obviously being now at this point they're up 21-0, and the Marauders, they're just trying to get something going. And for their sakes, hopefully they can do it on this drive.
Well, they need to get something going here, and I think answering back on that last touchdown drive will get them in a position to get back into this game. But certainly now the pressure starts to mount to try to make something happen. From the shotgun now, it's a fake and a handoff up the middle. Picks up a few. Looks like a play action attempt on that last play. He was able to pick up 3 or 4 yards up the gut.
Uh-oh. It seems that now there's another Marauder down on the field. Looks to me, I think it's number 99.
Let's hear it for the Crusader cheerleaders and the drumline. Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like he's got an injury to the leg, ankle. They're working now trying to see if it's something he'll be able to walk off.
Seems like they're trying to stretch him out a little bit.
You never want to see a player get injured.
Now, for the Marauders tonight, Felix, this certainly has been a recurring issue, whether it be a hard hit or a cramp. It just seems like the Marauders have just been injury plagued tonight. And it looks like he's up.
And there's a round of applause by our Crusader faithful. He's going to need a little help getting off the field. Number 99. We wish him the best.
And with that, the Marauder offensive unit is out to get it going again.
Round of applause for number 99. Will Move.
Back to throw now. Can't connect. Incomplete pass.
Oh, definitely. The intended receiver for the Marauders, he definitely did not catch that one, and then he immediately got smacked to the ground.
Maybe a bit of miscommunication there between those two. I'm not sure. It seemed like a pretty simple timing type play, but nonetheless, incomplete.
And it looks like the Marauders are going to have a little ways to go, as it is now again 3rd down. And as from what I can see up here, the Crusader offensive line is starting to get up off the bench and get set to go again. They have just been on point tonight as well, Felix.
They certainly have, and they've been unsung heroes here, maintaining the shutout. Under a little pressure now, trying to make something happen, but he is getting under fire. Brought down. Well, with the fumble, he was able to recover, but driven back. It's just a series of.
Fumble brings up 4th and very long for the Marauders. See, that's number 2. You can't see the bottom part of the number.
You know what, Felix? At this point, the Crusaders truly are smelling blood in the water, as the Marauders, they're just cold. They have not been able to do anything.
Well, you got to wonder.
Number 2, A.J. Williams.
You got to wonder at some point here what they can do to get back in this game. Tackle on that last play was A.J. Williams. 4th down now, 23 yards to go. Here comes the punt team.
And it looks like they're going to have to punt it from all the way in the back of the end zone.
And we got a flag. Looks like a delay of game penalty.
And it's funny, Felix, even though they have no more room to go backwards, the Marauders are still getting penalties.
Well, if they go any further back, they're going to be in the senior parking lot. Set up to punt now. Big, high, booming punt. Looks like it's going to land somewhere around the 40-yard line. They're going to try to bring it back. Oh, and he's breaking free.
D.D. Snyder on the punt return.
And that was senior number 6, D.D. Snyder, with the reception of the punt. And he just stuck to the basics. He just was able to make his way through traffic and pick up a good amount of yards.
Well, Snyder picked up that ball and was able to cut across, tried to stay close to his sideline. And he comes down at about the 25-yard line. Excellent field position for the Crusaders.
And even as he was starting to go down, he was able to stay on his feet somewhat, pretty much trying to lay out to get however many yards he could.
Washington now hands it off. A running, slashing run. Touchdown, Tampa Catholic. Well, maybe not.
Either way, Felix, holy Toledo, what a play for the Crusaders. As on the first play of the series, they came out firing.
Tone Hill with an impressive run there on 1st down, but let's see now what the officials have to say about it.
And since there's a break in the action somewhat, Felix, with Tone Hill with that carry, he is a sophomore, and as a freshman last year, he ran for almost 1,000 yards. And he's just one of the
impressive.
He's just one of the young guys that's part of this Crusader team that's fired up. He's ready to play. And he's just a go-getter, as seen on that last play.
1st and 5.
Well, they're going to bring it back now. 1st and 5 now. Little pitch and catch there. Receiver with the ball, coming upfield. Cutting across inside. Touchdown, TC.
Holy Toledo.
And another flag.
Well, let's see what happens here, Felix. These last two plays have been absolutely beautiful, and they've both been able to go into the end zone for touchdowns, but
Touchdown being called back. Illegal shift on the Crusaders. Brings up 1st and 10.
So with the illegal shift, they're going to repeat the down. That's going to bring up 1st and 10.
and I believe the illegal shift was on one of the stars so far this game, number 3, Rafakichi. Now, even though they've both been called back, let's see if the Crusaders can go 3 for 3 on getting it in on one play.
Well, it opens it up a little bit. There's the run. Dragged down.
And there's another penalty.
KJ Covington on the run. Flag on the play.
Well, a nice little run by Covington, but it looks like it may be getting called back as well. That'll be the 3rd penalty in a row.
And it looks like this time it's going to be for holding.
Still forced at about 10.
So with that, they're going to repeat the down again. First and 10 now.
1st and 10 for the Crusaders again.
What was the number on the penalty?
And just like Yogi Berra once said, it's deja vu all over again, Felix.
Absolutely, and they're going to try now to once again get into that end zone. Washington back throwing. Can't meet his man. Tell me that's not under the flag.
It certainly is, Felix.
And rightly so with the interference.
On the play. Pass interference. Marauders.
Well, they're going to get a gift.
Even though it was a penalty, Felix, at least it was a productive one as they are able to get a first down out of that one.
Well, they ought to be able to just punch it in here with the strength of their running backs. What a crazy series of downs.
Certainly is, Felix. And after a short talk with head coach Jarris McIntyre, the quarterback Xavion Williams is going to jog out to his huddle and is going to get things set to go.
That's going to set up a 1st and 5 now.
Crusaders pick up the first down on the penalty. Brings up 1st and 10. Again. 5 1st and 10s in a row.
First and 10 now. There's the run. Off the tackle.
Akichi in for the score.
And we got a touchdown, Tampa Catholic, again.
Good day in the morning. What a play for number 3, Rafakichi. As he just, nothing complicated, just simple, just get the ball, and he bulldozed his way into the end zone.
I think after that series of downs, I think the coach was just like, look, we got to get this ball in here. Nothing fancy. Let's just get this score done. And it's a touchdown, and we're up 27-0. Tampa Catholic over Clearwater Central Catholic's Marauders.
And number 35, Nick Navarro, is set to kick again, and it's good.
Navarro is perfect on the kick. Crusaders 28, Marauders nothing.
Yeah.
He's got a lay like a monster.
What's that? Touchdown. Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, in the beginning, he was a former soccer player. He just came out. He wasn't.
Well, the soccer kicker Navarro able to punch it through and add the extra point.
And then finally, when he got a coach to work with him.
28-0 at this point.
Pretty much as long as he gets good blocks, he'll put it in.
I don't know what more you could ask for, Max Cavedo. You got 28 points put up by the offense. You got a shutout being taken to shutout going on with the defense. I mean, everything seems to be working. Not the prettiest game we've ever seen, but the scoreboard doesn't reflect it.
Well, Felix, the Crusaders have just been firing on all cylinders. Good defense, good running game from the offense, and then you got Navarro down there just booting it across the field for both extra points and kickoffs. I mean, as this game has gone on, they've just been gradually getting better and better.
Well, I'll take it. A win's a win, and certainly the scoreboard showing a dominating display.
And definitely exactly what Tampa Catholic wanted to see in this game against CCC.
Hard, quick kick now. He's trying to get it upfield now. Tries to cut to his left side. Wow. Boy, that kid's fast. He came up there very quickly. Special teams able to contain that.
He definitely found the open space, Felix. But unfortunately, even though he didn't get tackled, he was able to. He was just gradually led out of bounds.
Well, it's getting to be that time, Max. If you're going to get back in this game, they absolutely need to score on this drive.
I absolutely agree, Felix. They have no room for error. And it looks like on that play, they didn't really do much with it. They're sticking with their plan. That really hasn't worked at all this game with the run.
Well, they were ready for him. A whole bunch of sea of green waiting for those guys. No gain. He tried to get upfield and ran into 3 or 4 Crusader players that were able to drag him down. Second and 10 now as he barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Back to it.
Sapp on the carry, picks up a couple.
Short gain on that play. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Well, you may be able to hear the thundering sounds of the TC drumline as they are revving up this crowd tonight.
And due to the terrible weather last week, Felix, a reminder, this is the season debut for both the cheer teams and the TC drumline, and they are putting on quite a performance during this game.
Well, doing their best to entertain this crowd, and we thank them for their service. 3rd and 10 now. Back to throw from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. Can't connect. And that's going to bring up the 4th and 10.
Pass falls incomplete. 4th and 10. Mr. B, was that ended?
Well, here's a shout out from the announce team to our TC girls volleyball team. They're playing in a 2-day tournament at Bishop McLaughlin High School. Pretty exciting stuff, and best wishes, ladies. Fourth down now. Back to punt, but he kind of... Good recovery by that young punter.
Definitely, that ball was like a skipping rock on a lake. It bounced a little bit in the dirt, but the Marauder punter was able to pick it up and get it off in time.
Well, it's an incredibly difficult thing to do for a punter to react like that, to have the sense of mind to be able to grab that ball and still get his punt off. As TC and CCC pause briefly for a water break.
Now, I don't know about you, Felix, especially during this water break. I have no idea what the Marauders discussed in the locker room during halftime, but at this point of the game, down 28 points with that goose egg still on the board, right now they're starting to run around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off because they don't really know what's going on out there.
Well, nothing seems to be working. This is not the best technical display of football we've ever seen out of our Crusader team, but I got to say it's working for them, and the scoreboard reflects it. We've seen a lot of penalties on both sides of the ball, and I don't know what we can expect here going forward. I do know that the pressure is mounting for CCC to get back into this game. They're running out of time.
Now, they have shown some flashes of brilliance. They've been able to pick up a couple yards here and there, but really they have not been able to capitalize at all during this game. Whereas the Crusaders, they've been doing nothing but capitalizing, as the score reflects.
Well, indeed, that is the case.
Introducing some of the offensive specialists for the Crusaders. Number 2, A.J. Williams, wide receiver. Number 15, Jacorius Depps, wide receiver. Number 12, Derek Mitchell, wide receiver. Number 3, Ralph Akechi, running back. Number 1, Tone Hill, running back. Number 21, KJ Covington, running back. And number 5, Jamie Smiley, wide receiver.
Well, you know, time is running out, Max Cavedo. If you're going to participate in the DiMaggio Memorial Classic, that's Friday, October 23rd at TPC Tampa Bay. Did you know that all the proceeds go to the Crusader Athletics?
Of course, Felix, and it's all in the name of our beloved former athletic director and coach, Nick DiMaggio.
That'll be a first down on that run. Tone Hill just carving up the Marauder defense. You're right. That is in memoriam for Nick DiMaggio. He passed away in July of 2018. He was part of TC Athletics for 50 years as coach, athletic director, and the #1 supporter of TC Athletics. But look, if you're going to participate, you better hurry up because these spots fill up really fast.
They usually always draw a nice crowd every year, Felix.
Well, if you're interested in participating, you can get registered at the TC website. That's TampaCatholic.highschool.com.
And Williams' pass is going to be complete. It looks like he's going to be able to pick up a couple of yards, but not too much. And it looks like there's another Marauder down on the field.
Yeah, he is not getting up.
His teammate, number 76, tried to get him up somewhat, but to no avail. And now it seems like the Crusaders are just standing near him as the Marauder trainer trots out on the field again.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Marauders.
Felix, so far in this game, they really do have buzzard's luck. Not only on that one play, they have both a player down on the field and a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, they're stretching out their player now, and hopefully the injury's not too serious. On top of that, they're looking down the barrel of another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Who's the penalty on, Ben?
It's starting to seem like whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
I mean, if I were the Marauders, I know they certainly still do this for this year, at least during my playing days, in order to prevent stuff like this, cramps and such. We always drank pickle juice before the game.
Pickle juice?
Yeah, we used to get it in little cups that was prepared by the team moms. And then we both got it straight pickle juice. Sometimes it was freezed and you just kind of suck on it. It definitely didn't taste the best, but you know what? It got the job done, as it would usually prevent stuff like this.
Well, and there's the highest endorsement possible by Max Cavedo. Pickle juice, the official drink of Tampa Catholic High School football. Apparently. Well, they're going to get him up now, and a little sigh of relief as he's able to get to his feet. Looks like number 5 was the injured player.
Let's get a nice round of applause for number 5, Curtis Roberts for the Marauders.
Curtis Roberts was the injured player, and he looks like he's going to be taken care of on the sideline. Looks like another run, a big run up the gut, picks up big yardage.
Tone Hill for about 7. 2nd and 3.
Hill was able to pick up that ball and cut through the defense like warm butter. And that's good for about 7.
As we look back over this game, Felix, definitely between Tone Hill, Rafakici, and Xavion Williams, their running has just produced so much for the Crusaders, as it did again on that last play.
And there's another run. That'll bring up another first down for Xavion Washington's Crusaders.
Picks up another Crusader first down.
Well, if you're just joining us and wondering what's going on here, your score 28-0. Tampa Catholic over the CCC Marauders. I mean, that's it. He's gone. He is gone. Say goodnight. Wait for it. Any flags?
Hill with a 30-yard touchdown run.
Tone Hill with a big, big run. And, I mean, stranger things have happened.
I mean, at least there wasn't a flag on that last run.
But with 3 minutes and 32 seconds here in the third quarter, certainly a lot of football left to play.
And it just looks as though the Crusaders at this point are just on cruise control. They are just marching downfield, and then when they hand the ball over to the Marauders, they've been able to stop them in their tracks.
Navarro with the kick now adds the extra point. Your score 35-0.
With his 5th extra point of the game, Crusaders 35, Marauders nothing.
They just don't have an answer, Max Cavedo, for the Tampa Catholic running game.
Absolutely not, Felix. And at this point, it's becoming kind of like what we saw last week. We were expecting a good game, but we thought it would be a lot closer than this, as the score is now 35-0. And really, the Marauders, they just have not been able to answer at all.
Well, the clock will continue to run due to the deficit starting to get out of hand here. Well, not starting to get out of hand. It was starting to get out of hand in the first quarter, but it is out of hand. The clock will continue to run here with the change of possession.
Navarro will kick for the Crusaders.
Now, let's see, Felix. Now, with this next series coming up, let's see if head coach Jairus McIntyre will decide to put in some of his backups, some of the younger guys, some of the older guys that have been waiting for their turn, as the score is now 35-0.
Well, with the game essentially out of hand, you may start to see them start to play some of the seniors, some of the reserve players. But you wouldn't tell from this game, from that series, because these guys are still playing with a level of intensity.
Jarquez Green on the return.
Green with the return now.
Now, I do know from past experience,
Another injury?
it appears so. Although this time he's able to get up immediately, but it looks like he is limping a little bit.
Well, several of the Marauder players are going to come out of here with battle scars from this matchup.
Definitely, I have never seen anything like this, especially from a team like the Marauders. I mean, they've always been good at keeping their players on the field and healthy, but they have not been able to do that tonight.
So it'll be Clearwater Central Catholic now. From the shotgun, looking downfield, missed him by a mile.
And that one was nearly picked off again, but it was just a little high. But either way, it's going to be second down for the Marauders.
Well, you can see there.
And number 60, Leo Gonzalez.
And now, from what I've heard from our stadium announcer, David Betancourt, they have indeed put in some of their reserve players. Now, I know from past experience, if they do well, if they do as well as the starters, they will stay in the game. But,
May make some adjustments.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes if they
Oh
start
boy,
to,
under pressure now, grabs a whole bunch of jersey and brings him down.
and he's buried beneath a pile of Crusader shirts. Anyway, from past history, if they do start to go downfield a little more consistently, Coach McIntyre might put his starters back in the game, as above all else, they do want to get the shutout, especially against one of their arch rivals in the CCC Marauders. But so far, you haven't been able to see a difference in both either the starters or the reserve players.
Well, they've all been playing really well tonight, and don't think that this actual game experience for these younger players is invaluable, especially this early in the season. He's cutting upfield. He'll pick up a first down and a few more.
And we were
big run by CCC.
And we were just talking about there, Felix. If there's a few of those plays that are going to be coming up, plays like that are coming up in the near future, head coach McIntyre will put his starters back in the game.
Well, that's the start of the fourth quarter now with your score: Tampa Catholic High School 35, Clearwater Central Catholic 0. And you couldn't ask for a more uphill battle at this point. You got to think at this point in the game, they're playing for pride.
And although they're playing for pride right now, Felix, from what I can see from up here in the box, they are starting to get the bus started up and ready to go to make that long trip back to Clearwater.
Well, thanks for keeping the folks at home interested, Max. At least you didn't tell them to put on Netflix or anything. And there you see the rally. If you're joining us tonight and every Friday night this season, thank you so much for supporting Tampa Catholic High School and your mighty Crusaders. We hope that we'll see you again next week. Again, we had a game scheduled for next Friday, but due to some recent health issues, they're going to need to hold off on that. They are trying to reschedule a different team next Friday night. But barring that, your next opponent will be 2 weeks from now.
Against Zephyr Hills.
As they'll have their first road game against Zephyr Hills. And with the change of sides now, the result appears to be the same, as a pile of Crusaders shut down that play.
Even though the Marauder runner was able to get some yards on that, the Crusader defenders, they just came one after the other, after the other, after the other, and just made a huge pile.
Brings up about 2nd and 4.
Well, a very attainable first down now as they face 2nd and 4 late here in the game. Shotgun, hands it off to the running back, takes a quick little stutter step inside, and he's not going to pick up much, if anything. So looking back at the game,
Sapped on the carry, brings up 3rd and about 3.
where do you think that the game, what do you think that the momentum changed here and Tampa Catholic was able to assume control?
Well, Felix, as they've always shown in the past, definitely they were able to come out hot to start the game. So that was a good check mark.
Certainly seemed that way.
In their checklist.
Back to throw now, looking. Trudeau's going to boot it off himself. Slides, and that's going to be first down. As you were saying, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's all right, Felix. Now, definitely that was a good thing for them that they came out hot, because as in the past, if they do come out hot, they usually play a good game. Now, from the very beginning, just like we saw last week, the Tampa Catholic defense has just been overpowering, as they've been able to stop anything and everything that the Marauders have been able to put out there. And then they did stick to the tried and true formula of the run game. It was a little iffy at first, as it was back and forth football, 0-0 football, in fact, throughout the beginning of the game. But eventually they were able to pick it up and able to put an unanswered 35 points on the board. And with that, it looks like they are going to take a water break.
Well, and at that water break, let's just take a minute to acknowledge our amazing production crew at Falkenberg Productions. Johnny Torres has done a great job helping us out all evening long and getting those shots for you. So thank you to our producers, and we very much look forward to the rest of the season in our partnership.
And it looks like they were trying to get going as quickly as possible, as it looks like number 57 for the Marauders was just pushing that water cart as fast as he could off the field.
There's the handoff. Nice little run there. Second and 3 now after the 7-yard run.
Either one. Just stick with Chili. And now after that last play, the running clock is now dipped beneath 10 minutes left in the ball game. As
another handoff now, and I think he may have I think he's going to be short of the first down. It's probably the simplest form of play you could get there. The quarterback with a quick little handoff, hands it to his man, runs up the field, and it looks like he's going to be just shy of a first down.
It is going to be a third down for the Marauders.
Third and short for the Marauders.
Boy, that's something.
I will say this, Felix. They definitely have looked better as far as the running game goes, as they've been able to drive the ball downfield.
Little pitch and toss there gets him over the hump, and that's going to set up a new series of downs.
Landre's pass is complete for a Marauder first down.
Now, it looks like Coach McIntyre has seen enough, as he is sending back in some of the starters to try and preserve the shutout. Looks like it's going to be, among them is going to be number 88, Cole Essick, number 0, Baraka King Andrews, and one of the Covington brothers.
Well, they're going to want to preserve that shutout in the closing moments here. Less than 8 minutes to go in this game. Runs up the middle. A whole head of steam and a big game.
And it looks like even though they put back in some of the starters, they really couldn't do anything on that play, as the Marauder running back was off to the races, and they pick up another first down.
Well, you got to wonder why they weren't doing this earlier in the game, and I'm not sure if it had to do with the fact that the suffocating defense of Tampa Catholic would not allow them to find daylight. But they are moving the ball very well now and within striking distance of breaking up this shutout.
And it looks like on that last play, a couple of the other Crusader starters went back into the game, them being number 44, Eddie Zanato, and number 10, Gavin Paul.
And the official calls a timeout. And with that official's timeout, there's 7 minutes and 9 seconds left on the clock, and it appears to be that the Marauders have another player on the field that's down. And it looks like it's been the same old story. They're trying to stretch him out a little bit, but at this point, I don't know if he'll be going back in the game. Well, at this point, there's not much left to do, but maybe put up a touchdown here and get those buses warmed up, because it doesn't seem likely they're going to be able to upset TC.
Now, for one thing's for sure, for the Marauders, there will be no shortage of guys visiting the trainer's room after this game.
Wrestled to the ground by 4 players.
Marauders pick up about 5, 2nd and 5.
Hard-nosed play there, just off between the guard And the tackle. And he'll pick up 5 on that last play. Another run, this time up the middle.
And I just know
First
head
down.
coach Jarris McIntyre is getting a little jumpy now as the Marauders are slowly inching their way to scoring their first touchdown of the game, even though the clock is running.
I'm being told by our production truck this is the longest period of uninterrupted play without a penalty in the game.
Well, definitely that's an accomplishment for both sides tonight, Felix.
Yeah, they settled down, but it seems like it's going to come up too little too late, though they are threatening to ruin the scoreless game for the Crusaders.
And it looks like, Felix, this has been a good game, of course. And since there was no hour-long rain delay this week, it looks like this game is going to come under a cool 2.5 hours of playtime.
Well, it certainly seemed brisk. The weather cooperated with us tonight, and we got a beautiful night for football.
Also see playing time tonight, number 33, Corey Lucius, and number 50, Brett Salud.
You are certainly right, Felix. Tonight has been a picture-perfect night for some high school football. It has just been beautiful. And now the Marauders are set to go again.
Attempting to... Oh, that's up.
And it looks like number 21 for the Marauders is immediately brought down by his legs.
Well, it was they seemed to bobble the exchange, and that put him a half a second behind where he ran into a wall of green.
And it looks like the Marauders are going to be sending in some of their other guys to try and get the touchdown.
At this point, they might want to just try bringing in the basketball team. Back to throw now, under pressure.
And nowhere to go. Holy Toledo, Felix. It looks like that was a QB sack for the big man, number 0, Baraka King Andrews.
Baraka King Andrews with his sack of the Marauder quarterback.
The pocket just collapsed, and he was in there so fast. I just don't think that the Marauder quarterback was going to be able to recover and make something happen. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and sometimes it snows, and sometimes, well, it's just the end of days. Because, look, we've got another player injured. Well, all joking aside, this has been an impressive display of concentration and athleticism by the Tampa Catholic Crusaders. They came in tonight very focused, looking to establish dominance over their Cross Bay rivals, and they've had some things go their way. They've had some other things that maybe didn't break their way, but they are sitting atop a 35-point lead with just under 4 minutes and 48 seconds on the game clock. Hats off, gentlemen. You played well tonight.
And it looks like the man that was down on the field for the Marauders, number 16, is up and moving and is making his way off the field. Now, since he got that QB sack in the last play, Felix, Baraka King Andrews, he's a sophomore for the Crusaders. He's 6'1", 300 pounds, and you know how old he is, Felix?
How old is that young man?
He's just about 15 years old, Felix.
Unbelievable. There's somebody that we can look forward to for years to come. On that last play, it was a little short gain there as the Marauders attempted to try to air it out, but they really couldn't connect. Picked up a couple of very short gain, and that's going to set up 4th and 11. What do you think? Kick a field goal here and just kind of have something to talk about, or go for it?
If I were them, Felix, I would kick the field goal because at least, like you said, at least they would have something to talk about. That would ruin the shutout, because although their game has improved on this series as far as moving the ball, but if I were them, I really wouldn't risk it. But it looks like they are going to go for it. A low snap.
Back to throw with 2 defenders in his face, wrestling him to the ground. Shutout averted.
It was a little scary there for a moment,
Yeah,
Felix.
sure did.
But you know what? That Crusader defense came through as they were able to preserve the shutout. And with about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, it pretty much seems just about over if the Crusaders can hang on to the ball.
Well, the Marauders are sitting on 2 timeouts. Now, I expect Jairus McIntyre's Crusaders just to kind of run out the game here and get these young men home. Certainly been a long day for them. And they got to feel very good about this. We're going to make a quarterback change here.
In for the Crusaders, number 64, Caleb Carroll. Number 24, Matthew Mountain.
And it looks like one of the players coming in for the Crusaders is senior number 64, Caleb Carroll.
Carroll's a senior offensive lineman, 6'3", tipping the scales at 260 pounds.
And I know Felix, as a former teammate of his, he has been waiting for this moment.
Well, perhaps not the senior year he anticipated, but a senior year nonetheless, and he is out here under the lights.
Quarterbacking number 5, Smiley.
And it looks like they're going to be sending in the jack of all trades, number 5, Jamie Smiley at QB.
Smiley keeps it himself and runs for a nice gain here, and that'll keep the clock moving.
But it looks like there will be a flag on the play.
Oh, I just broke our streak.
I mean, how long did that streak last? A good 10 minutes or so?
All right, the official count looks to be about 11 minutes and change.
Personal foul face mask on the Marauders.
Another face mask.
And even though they're up 35-0, the referee is going to walk the line for the Crusaders as they're going to move up a little bit.
Run it now.
Now they're going to be set at about the 38-yard line.
The clock continues to move. Just under 3 minutes now. Back to runs upfield.
Smiley keeps it.
Tremendous athleticism in Smiley. Today's presentation of Tampa Catholic football is brought to you by the Archdiocese of St. Petersburg. And today's game is the official property of Tampa Catholic Football and Athletics Department. Any unauthorized rebroadcast, transmission, or distribution without the express consent of Tampa Catholic High School, Clearwater Central Catholic, or the Archdiocese is strictly prohibited.
And it looks like it's going to be a 2nd and 5 for the Crusaders, just about, as they are right on the 45-yard line.
Well deep. There's the handoff. KJ Covington now with a big gain.
Holy Toledo. What a play, and KJ Covington is psyched up.
But we have a penalty on the play.
Oh, geez. Here we
Right. We're not here to editorialize here, Max.
Sorry about that one, Felix, but really it is deja vu all over again. Another penalty and another Marauder down on the field.
Well, we've seen it time after time after time tonight.
Now, I really haven't been counting at all, but it's got to be north of 10 players at this point, Felix.
You're very, very close, and certainly we're getting into... And with the hold penalty, They're going to try to stretch him out now.
Now, I really don't know how many players the Marauders have left on the field, as right now they're just shooting out all the bullets and trying to reload as fast as they can. But the situation as far as injuries go has not improved at all, even as this game is winding down.
Well, I think that last shot that we had kind of said it all. Seeing that injured young man at midfield has sort of been the visual for the entire game. Number 75 being brought to his feet, and he is going to be able to walk off the field under his own power. Good for him, and we wish him and his teammates the best.
Nice round of applause for number 75, Bruno Boyens.
Now, I would imagine that the Crusaders are going to stick to the run game. I don't know if they're absolutely determined to score again to run up the score.
I think Jarris McIntyre's team is going to want to just get out of here. There's just under a minute and a half left, and there's no need to rub their nose in it. I wouldn't expect them to be firing bombs downtown, but stranger things have happened under these lights, Max Cavedo. So we will have to see what the play is called.
I mean, certainly.
Handoff. Picks up a nice block, cutting across past midfield.
Oh, he's off to the races. Holy Toledo, what a big run for the Crusaders, and it looks like they're trying to go for it again, Felix.
On the carry.
Smiley making the most of his playing time now as he's able to burst through that line and shed a couple of defenders.
And now we are down under a minute.
You know, I just don't think the Marauders are going to pull an upset here.
Absolutely not, Felix. Absolutely not. I mean, definitely, I do not anticipate there being any miracle calls by Al Michaels tonight.
Well, certainly not what we expected. Fumble.
Let's see here.
And with 10 seconds left, and they're not going to call the timeout, and that's going to be the ball game.
3, 2, 1, and 0.
That's the ball game. The Crusaders 35, Clearwater Catholic 0.
On paper, it looked like it was going to be a grueling match between two similarly talented teams.
Of the administration, faculty, and staff of Tampa Catholic High School, we'd like to thank you for coming out to tonight's game. Have a safe trip home. Good night.
Definitely, Felix. Just like last week, that's a winner for the Crusaders as they win this ball game by shutout. This final score is Tampa Catholic 35, CCC 0.
Well, that was a serious butt kicking as the rivalry game. Certainly, things may have changed a little bit since your playing days, Max.
Absolutely, Felix. You know, last week was a heck of a ball game, especially against a somewhat mighty team like the IMG Ascenders. Tonight, we were expecting to see a fairly even ball game. Well, we were hoping to see something like that. I mean, especially coming into this game, they were looking to exorcise the demons of their past, as over the last few years, Tampa Catholic has just not been able to overcome the Marauders in both the regular season and the postseason, but looks like they completely rewrote that script tonight with this win.
Well, I think the script got rewritten at halftime. I noticed that the Tampa Catholic was coming out just a bit unruly, a little bit undisciplined in the first half. But again, the scoreboard wouldn't reflect it because they were having some pretty good success on both sides of the ball. But the tail of the tape's going to be the second half. The Marauders came out and they didn't make corrections at halftime. They didn't seem like they were ever able to really get their emotions in check. You saw a lot of needless penalties in the second half that really crippled their ability to come back, and you could almost say the game was over before it was over, and because we never really were able to see the kind of team that we expected to tonight.
I absolutely agree with you, Felix. I do not think we saw the real CCC Marauders tonight, as they they definitely did not play up to their expectations. As in the past, they have always been a good team overall, but unfortunately they were not able to show that on the field tonight. Now, I really don't know what was going through their heads, because as I was talking about earlier in the game, the Crusaders were just swimming around like sharks, and they were smelling the blood in the water.
Well, a great sign of unity and sportsmanship. Both teams there taking a minute to say a prayer. And we wish that we could have brought you a maybe not as lopsided a game, but a good game nonetheless. Thank you to Johnny Torres and our friends at Falkenberg Productions for putting together the best in the business, folks, as far as our sports presentation. For myself, for Max Cavedo, for Jairus McIntyre, and the Tampa Catholic Crusaders, good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Here at Tampa Catholic, we study hard.
Play hard.
Work hard for our school. Work hard for our community.
We challenge ourselves to learn more than we thought possible.
We push our limits to be better.
We broaden our horizons and try new things.
We pray together and try to make the world a better place.
With AP and dual enrollment classes and tons of electives, we carve our own path.
There are 23 different sports to play.
28 clubs to lead. Countless ways to serve.
How will you challenge yourself?
How will you lead?
How will you play?
How will you serve?
Here, we help each other succeed.
We help each other win.
We're each other's cheerleaders.
Here, we're family.
Are you ready to be your best you?
Are you ready to be a Crusader?
Are you ready for TC?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to TC.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to TC.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic.
Welcome to Tampa Catholic. We're ready for you.